I don't know, man. That looks like a nice one. That's a female up there. Look at that one. That's probably a good 3 pounds. All right, what is going on? So tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go do some bass fishing with a buddy of mine, and I'm actually gonna go on his boat. And when I go on somebody else's boat bass fishing, I really don't like to take, just like a whole crap load of stuff. Like all my tackle that I would put on my boat, I don't want to take on somebody else's. So I'm gonna file down. I know exactly what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna use tomorrow. So we're gonna be fishing for bass, pre-spawn, spawning. We got some water temps. So what I think, if the lily pads show up, or even if they don't, I'm definitely gonna throw top water. My favorite top water is a Zoom Horny Toad. If I need to throw a popper, I might throw a popper, but I'm gonna stick with this most of the day. And this is basically on my Revo and my Abigail Sia. This is a medium action 6'6", 6-foot sit rod. Ain't the best rod. I think I went and got this real cheap because one of my other ones broke. But I'm gonna be throwing a top water. And then we have some wood in certain areas. So I'm definitely gonna be throwing a crankbait. My favorite color is chartreuse perch. That's my favorite color. Never been skunked on it. I might only caught one fish all day, but I've never been skunked on it. All right, this is gonna be a little bit of a heavy rod. I think this is my medium. This is my medium action rod, 6'6". With my Fluger. I'm a Fluger guy too. It's my Fluger here. All right, we got a short period of time. So what I'm gonna say is that we have companies, as small YouTubers, we have companies ask us if we want to do some reviews, and they'll actually send us some free stuff. I've done it with the Better Boat. I've done it with some of the products, like for my Rode wireless mic, the little charging thing, and the charger for my GoPro 10 for my GoPros. I've done it. I'll put a link in the description for these videos. But I had a company, Placino, I think it's Placino, that's what it sounds like to me. Asked me, I think the third time, I finally said sure. I looked around. I didn't really want the baits. I'm old school. I think all the baits that I've been using all these years will catch anything that any of the new baits will catch. Any frogs, any spinner baits, anything like that. There is some good ones that some of the spinner baits they made for snakeheads around here are weedless. I like them, with like swim baits or with inline spinners, but they're weedless. I like them. That's a high octane baits. I like them. I looked around, and what I noticed, what I really needed was a bag. So what I got here, let's see if I can put this down to you, is a tackle bag. Now this is a small tackle bag. This is for somebody that's maybe going to be walking around from the bank and everything. I tell you the honest truth, I really didn't need a bag for fishing because I have 3 of them in there. All my gear that I use for cranking and stuff is in one bag. All my plastics are in another bag. And that's really everything I have is in the bags. But what I needed, what I really needed was when I go on a boat or anything and we get bad weather and rain and stuff, I was looking for a waterproof camera bag. So this right here, I actually have my GoPros in this pocket here. And you got a really nice pocket. I got a really nice pocket. I got my GoPro in there. I actually got my charger in here for my batteries. So I got my GoPro in here, and I got my charger. That's for my batteries. All right. Here you got another bag. I got some batteries in here, and I got my batteries and my cloth and a couple little small things for here. You got the one. I got my head mount, and these are my Zoom. And I am going to use probably maybe a spinnerbait. And I might use this little swim bait, 99 cents or something, $1 something at Walmart. These are awesome. Rock fishing. All right, but here's my Zoom Horny Toads I'm gonna be fishing with. That is in the front bag. Now remember, this is a small bag, really small bag. So what I did is I can only really fit 2 of my bags in here. I got too big. I got some hooks, and I got my crankbaits in here. Okay, that's really nice. Now what this does have is, you see it's tight. So you're not going to be able to fit a whole ton of this. But if you're looking for something really small, a good one to carry, that one there. Now, what I like about this here is you can either make it as one big bag, or you can zip it down and you can put it over your shoulders. You have another pocket here. Underneath here, you actually have underneath, actually over here, you actually have something here, and you actually you can slip something in the bottom of this and then strap it up with these two straps if you want to carry something at the bottom. You see I got my pliers, I got my pliers, my grips. You got plenty of stuff to clip on. Here's some straps if you want to put your rods in there. Clip on here. Here you can put a soda. You know, you want to put a drink in here, you got one of those. That'll tighten up. You got some more straps here if you want to strap some more stuff to your thing. So this has got a lot of bells and whistles to them, and I like it. I really do like it. But for me, this is mainly going to be for my camera bags. So what I'll do is that you'll get 20% off if you use this code. I'll put the code right underneath me. I can't remember it, but the code will be right here underneath me right now. And you use that code, you want this bag or anything, I think anything you want on their site, from the fishing rod holders, the fishing rods, anything you want, 20% discount if you go to the link in the description. I get nothing from it, so this is not an affiliate or anything like that. I got the free bag, but I don't get this is not an affiliate or anything like that. All right, so let's go fishing. Hey, so in this video, I'm gonna be fishing with my buddy David. And my buddy David makes his own baits, soft plastic baits, and I believe he has a good buzz bait because he was using that today. And so if you're interested, I'll leave a link to him in the description. And he actually makes soft plastic for another company that we did interview with not too long ago with Addiction Baits. He put some plastics with him too. So I'll leave the link in the description for Addiction Baits and for my buddy David, okay? I'm here with Dave, my buddy Dave. We haven't fished, I don't think we fished Johnson's Pond since it might have been about 2 years ago.
Year and a half, 2 years ago.
And so I've been out, and I was going to go do some snakehead fishing yesterday, and my man said, hey, I'm going up close to your house, so you want to go? So we're going bass fishing today, and you see, I knew that the jig would be one. He's going to have a black buzz bait, and he'll probably have a Senko, right?
Probably, yeah.
Real funny and a quick story. So me and my buddy Dave, we were in a bass club. It's called Wednesday Only, and we went on his boat. He had a little 16-foot, 14-foot, 16-foot little tiny John boat with like a 25 horsepower motor on it. And everybody we fished against had big Stratuses and Rangers and all the big bass boats. And we're sitting there, and we ended up fishing. I know that at the end of the day, we had to leave, and it took us almost 40 minutes to drive back to the ramp because we had 25 horsepower. We had this real little boat. But I tell you what, when we got back, we whooped their butts, man. We came in first place that day and whooped all their butts with that little big. So you don't need no big giant boat to win and catch fish, all right? So we had a great day. That's just another little thing I said of a day. We fished good together. We got about 50 degrees this morning. The water temp, what's water temp you got up there? So we got water temps of 61 degrees. So I'm thinking getting close to end of April, 60-degree water temp, and getting close to a full moon. I think these bass are getting up there trying to get shallow, and I think we're going to pluck a couple. Dave wants a 7-pounder.
Absolutely.
You know, for some reason, I don't like the Potomac. I do like the Potomac, but I don't like driving to the Potomac. Oh, something just... Uh-oh, something's following it. Something's following it. Gotta follow. I gotta follow. Little fish. I hope we don't find any snakeheads in here. I'll be pissed off. Well, I had one follow it, and snip at it right at its tail. I didn't bring any poppers with me in case they're short striking it. I usually don't run, you know. One is for me is finding somebody to be able to take care of my. There you go. There you got one on. Frog. Up shallow. Yep, I predicted top water. Shallow. I mean, that was a shallow bass.
the old pliers for that one. Swallowed her.
Here.
Hey. Not a bad
Yeah.
little guy.
No, man, that's good. Shallow. Shallow. Better keep this handy. You're already tearing them up. I had one follow, and you got one. Man, that was shallow, dude. I mean, that was up there. Completely complaining about this and that. What they didn't tell me what they were bitching about, because I mean, the guys from High Octane, I like Eddie Weber. He's really nice guy, and Stevens, they all have been nice. Everybody so far has been nice. I mean, I know nobody's been complaining, but I mean, you know, but when you're going to, you know, addiction baits, and then you got high, you know, High Octane baits, and then you got, you know, all these bait companies out there, and they're competing for one fish. So they use your they're using your like plastics for their inline spinners and all that stuff.
Yeah, Addiction uses mine.
That's cool. I like Spectre, the little 12-year-old kid, man, the Spectre bait.
I don't know if I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever met him.
He was cool. He was only, you know, Damien. His name was Damien. I went to get an interview with him the last time I was at Pasadena, but he was there Saturday. I went there Sunday, and he wasn't there. 12 years old. I mean, you got to, if you're dedicated, you do it. But sometimes when you realize how much time it takes away, you know, a 12-year-old kid might not stick with as much. So I didn't get a chance to really talk with him too much. But they're still there, man. They're coming out with new stuff, and well, that's because they started letting them run around the house, and I keep telling them, you can't let them run around the house. You can't let them run around the house. You got to, you know, they need to be confined into one area.
Yeah, you gotta have supervised play areas.
Oh, something grabbed at that time. Damn, I felt that. Damn, I felt that. But I mean, the Potomac, you really got to be careful, man. I mean, you really need to know where you're going. You really have to follow everything. I mean, if you go up the rivers is one thing, but once you get out on the main rivers, I mean, you really need to.
Oh, it's fascinating.
You took it that time, little guy. Little guy.
Yeah, I've only been up on the Potomac once, but it's a whole different animal there.
Little man, just a little guy. I told you he threw the jig on there. Look at that jig.
Little teeny guy.
What I can tell you, every fish that we've caught today, or I've had a couple really boils on my top water, and I caught one small one. He's caught two, and every one of them's been shallow. I mean, like on the bank shallow. So, and it's not even warmed up yet. The sun's not even come up. I figure once that sun gets up, I think these fish are going to turn on even more. Yeah, most of them knuckleheads are picking them freaking fish up from down Blackwater and taking them all over the place.
That doesn't surprise me.
I mean, I'm like, it took, how many years did it take for them to get down to Blackwater? And then all of a sudden, now they're everywhere. They're telling me to think that they're not sticking them in, people just sticking them in all the waters they live in. Ass wipes. Oh, it was the birds carrying them. Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, I'm saying the birds do some.
Yeah. I mean, in such a short period of time, man, they're everywhere. Change the oil, fuel filter.
That's a good one.
Oh. All right, Dave's got a good one on. I don't know, man. That looks like a nice one. That's a female up there. Look at that one. That's probably a good 3 pounds. Maybe 2.5. Look at that. Yep, they're up shallow, man.
Yep, super shallow. Three even.
3 even. There you go. Shallow. Man, they're up shallow. Hey, so what did you do? You got your Bass Pro Shop. You got a $150 at Bass Pro Shop. What did y'all get? Oh, I just bought this one lure. Yeah. My wife will look at me like I'm a freak, like I'm bananas. I'm disappointed in the crankbait. I'm disappointed in my baits today. I do got a spinner bait. I was going to throw that on there, but I changed my mind. Just don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to live and die today. Just today. That's what I got.
I got more slime than I do fish.
No little guy. But they're still up, man. That was up pretty shallow, dude.
Way up. I seen some stuff working up there. That's why I threw over it.
What is going on? Another guy, another little guy. You gotta, you know, it's funny, but seriously, you gotta like put out a towel, you know, and when you take a piece off, you just gotta lay one piece at a time and video it, take a picture or something, and it still doesn't work, does it? Oh, there we go. I think he's still on there. Yep, he's still on there. Yeah, he came from out of the weeds there. Nice. All right, that's a better one. That's a better one. That's a better one. Looks pretty chunky too. Nice chunk. Yeah, as he came out, as soon as I went up there, he came from about 2 foot away. Nailed it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You were waiting to see if it was there.
Well, it was funny because the one jumped behind it.
Popping frog. I didn't bring my popping frogs. I looked at him and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna bring my little guy. Got it though. Nice one. Black buzzbait.
Oh, spotted.
Look at all the spots on it.
Got a couple on that side. I saw him coming.
Say, I want to thank Dave for taking me out again. We did some bass. We caught some nice, what do you call a nice 3-pounder. And most of the fish pretty much all day have been caught on top water, whether it's just like a little popping frog or the buzz bait. He actually killed him on a buzz bait. But if you want to see some more action, go to the next video I got up on the screen to go check out the big dragon snakehead I caught, and we'll catch you next time.
See you guys.